Alright folks, welcome back to another episode of Good2Game Radio, now recording live on Twitch at Good2Game Radio. Tonight we're talking about Moon Knight.
Let's talk about our general, I know, let's just talk about our general overall feeling about the show so far through 3 episodes. Clint, we'll start with you.
We talked about this a little bit last week where I thought that it was, a little bit intriguing, and it seemed as though like this director, Mohammed Diab, I'm not sure how he pronounces it. It seemed like we were off to a pretty good start. The third episode, I actually rewatched it today because I watched it a few days ago and I just did not pay attention and I did a disservice to the episode. And so when I rewatched it today, the start of it, I literally told myself, I was like, man, I shouldn't even be rewatching this because I'm watching this guy with his knife, like licking his knife and like doing it on the ground and all that. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, why is this in the show right now? This guy's just showing off. Like, I know he's about to get murdered, right? But I kept watching and it kind of brought me back a little bit. So I think I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it. It's not like, I think as impactful as like WandaVision or something like that at this point. But I'm enjoying it. I think overall we've got a pretty good series on our hands so far.
Last week we talked a little bit about Moon Knight, and I had not watched the show yet, and I pretty much just asked you questions, guys, questions about the show. But since then, I have managed to watch all 3 episodes. Diving into the first episode almost immediately after our last podcast, I have to say I'm really intrigued by the different feel that this show has from like most of the other Marvel stuff. Marvel has this kind of like just everything kind of feels the same, and in this TV show, it feels really different. It's just like I really like the details. Take for example, when they're in London and they go to Ethan Hawke's kind of like a little neighborhood,
like compound, right?
Compound, right? I really like how that set was, set up, and everything. Like, there's so much detail in all the scenes and stuff. When they're in Egypt, when he's talking to when Mark is talking to Layla on the street when she runs into him, and she's drinking soda out of a plastic bag. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was like, I mean, to me, yeah, hey, they must drink soda out of plastic bags in Egypt. I don't know, but it was that kind of detail that I really enjoyed. And the knife scene that you were talking about, Clint, I'm like, that was pretty silly. And the guy goes to lick the knife, and the next thing you see is 2 punches to the face as he's licking the knife. I thought that was beautiful.
I was just like, this guy is showing off way too much, dude. It was like, but it was cringe. It wasn't like, Indiana Jones, where the guy's doing all that right before he shoots him, right? It was just like weird.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like there's this complexity to the show, even to the music, right? Like the credit scenes, either pre-show and after show, they have is it Egyptian, Arabic rap music?
I was gonna ask about that, the theme music, what your thoughts were.
I thought I don't understand a single thing that they're saying, but I really enjoyed it. I like listening to it. I was like, this is actually pretty good. I mean, it just fits kind of like this weirdness about the show that it's just like in the details.
Yeah, it's presumably
unique,
authentic, right?
Yeah, it's just a totally different take on a Marvel show and the lore. I mean, we've seen plenty of stuff in the past about Egyptian gods, and how many different movies have been made about that sort of stuff. I mean, they're really taking the time to kind of bring out these cultural details, and like in both Egypt and and even London. Still, it's just kind of like listening to the English speakers, when the when they're talking about, oh, they're coming to get me because I messed up the loo. Like,
Okay, hey, can I embarrass myself real quick?
Did you mess up the loo?
No, no, not that I'm willing to admit. Um, so, dude, when I first started watching this, I didn't even recognize this guy was Oscar Isaac, right? I didn't recognize him as he played Stephen, the British gentleman. It's like a believable accent to me. Should I be embarrassed by that? Like, does this guy like British people? Is he hitting it or is it way off? Because to me, it sounds like sounds pretty legit. Like the guy had me fooled, but it's
isn't he
normally like
British? Isn't he?
I have no idea. His American accent sounds good too, but like that I understand an American accent in England. They've got a bunch of different ones, but it's like, is that a
Right.
legit accent?
I have to
Is it
say,
good?
like,
I don't know.
the fact that his alter ego, this is kind of like the weird aspects of the show that kind of throw me through for loops, is like the whole split personality thing. It's like, who is who? Whose body is it? I'm like, is it somehow another body, another totally different personality is inserted into this one guy's body, and whose is it? I mean, who's the owner of this guy, basically? And like that
So
kind of throws me for a loop.
in the third episode, we get some. Actually, during the fight with the knife licker, we see that he killed. The Moon Knight kills these people, but we don't know which person was controlling the body when he did it, because Steven and Mark are arguing about who just murdered them, right?
Right? Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's introducing that there is other personalities, whether it's one additional or other like multiple more we don't know about. So I'm sure that that's going to get unveiled in the future. But I feel when I watch this, I feel like Mark would likely be the actual, like the real one, is kind of how they're steering us. Not that I necessarily believe it, but dude got married. Dude has, presumably years of his life lived as that person, whereas Steven seems a little bit more like flash in the pan. He's just like got this job, he's solitude and all that. It doesn't seem like he's like developed relationships. But it might be that they're both, secondary, tertiary to who the actual owner of this body is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm feeling like it's actually, if I were to put my finger on it, it's like it really is Mark's body. Like you said, he was married to Layla for so long, and now all of a sudden, we have Steve here in the recent time of this series, um, with no connections really. We see him talking to presumably his mother.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the thing. Is it even his mom? Like his
is he
mom's not
really
going to
talking
call
to
out of.
somebody? Is there somebody on the other end? Because he's very good at talking to anything. Like the guy that just sits perfectly still at the fountain in the outside of work.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I kind of had forgotten about that, but I was always kind of curious. Is that guy like a relative? Is he actually a person who is known to him, or is that just who he chose to start bending his ear?
Right. So I mean, he obviously, as Steven, is not good at socializing. Um, but yeah, there seems to be like there's a story there, a hidden thread that we're supposed to kind of piece together. Like you said, in the knife fight, you know, uh, Steven interrupts the fight and tells Mark not to, brutalize this guy or kill him. And the next thing you know, um, the guy's dead, and they both, argue
Yeah,
over
they
who
they didn't
killed
do
him.
it right. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like,
I think I think if I'm making a bet on this, and really, I'm not even going to make a bet. If I'm writing this, both of them are not the actual owner of the body. Both of them are like sprouted off from whoever the actual owner of this body is. Whatever personality grew up with this body potentially is who killed them. I think that's a better story than they're probably going to give us. But I would like to see something like that where that, maybe with Mark or whatever, who Mark obviously had the body for a long period of time, but could have been losing time in his sleep, could have been losing time another way to the owner of the body. That I think that would be an interesting kind of angle to hit with it. But I'm curious to see, like, it's intriguing. I mean, I guess it's so far it's got me interested to see what's happening next.
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
What do you
Vance?
think,
I don't know,
Vance?
like you don't know, like who he can trust, who he can't trust. As far as like even like the last episode, like you saw, like the lady, like the other Avatar, she was trying to help him out, whatever, like that. But it's like she couldn't, like I guess publicly, so to speak, say, hey, you should do X, Y, and Z. But I'm definitely intrigued to see how it all like happens, and it seems like for um for now he's kind of like in a pickle because like his god is in a in
He's
stone pretty
stoned.
much. Yeah,
He's
he's in
a couple
stone.
of days early. He's not supposed to be till 4:20 he gets stoned, but
Right. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Hey, hey, they're on a different calendar than us, so
Oh yeah, they
yeah,
are a
yeah,
few
yeah.
hours ahead over there.
Right. I think Mark might be the original owner of the body.
So here's a
Yeah.
question for you gentlemen. Ethan Hawke says to Layla that he's like hiding something, and it seems like he's alluding to Mark being involved in her father's death, her father's murder, which I don't remember them talking about her father's murder. I might have been, I might have just glossed over it, but they
So
they go ahead, Tony.
yeah, they alluded to something like that when the uh, government agents show up to Steven's apartment and they arrest him and they take him off and she's like one of the agents is looking on the laptop in the front seat and she's like, "Oh, wanted for murder of archaeologists," and they show the picture of the
Oh,
dead archaeologist. So
Yeah, I remember that.
that's where you got they kind of make the connection um, that he could possibly be linked to you know to maybe the death of Layla's father. I don't know. Did she say when she was having a conversation with the woman that was making her passport? Um, in that conversation, did they talk about her father being dead? I can't remember.
Yeah, because I believe the lady making the passport might be her mom.
I got
Cause
that sense too. Yeah.
yeah. Because I remember she was saying that I believe her dad like taught like the mom how to like either make the passports or she just kind of watched him like m- make them in a sense. But if I remember the comic correctly, um Steven, yeah, like I said, I think Steven is the original owner of the body, but I believe he was there when her dad died.
Steven or Mark? Because Steven is the British voice.
All right, so Mark,
Mark
yeah,
is the operator. Mark is
right?
like the
Okay, yeah,
guy who
Mark,
could. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So because yeah, so I guess like according to the comic, they were looking for something, and I want to say they both died, but I think Mark put up a fight, but I think he ended up dying, and then he they pretty much brought him before the god, and the god like like gave him life back. But I want to say yeah, the other person that died was her dad.
Oh, okay. Because here's my thought. Just looking at that was Steven did not know anything about the murder, right? That
Right.
was pretty clear.
Right.
Mark, when he said it to him at first, when he's like got the audience there, he seemed to it resonated with him that he
Right.
said that. But then when we see Mark in the car, it might have just been a really convincing lie, right? But it really seemed like he didn't know. Just could be good acting by the character acting in that role, like that he was just like fronting. But I feel like there's a possibility this other ego, like the other alter ego that we only have that's just alluded to with those murders of the knife guys. I wonder if that person would be the one that would
So,
be have brought back to life or had the information about that.
right. So what you're saying is like there's a third personality. We just don't know who that is. Like we haven't seen. They haven't portrayed to us like a third person, but there is one. It's not the god,
I
but
actually thought it could have been. Um, that was like a thought that came in through my mind, but I didn't flesh it out, But like it seemed as though that would be a possibility. I don't
right,
know.
it could definitely be a possibility. I mean, a third personality that doesn't actually want to be known to the other two. He just doesn't show himself um, through like the reflections and stuff. I don't know.
Right. Right. So yeah. So yeah. So I kind of did like a little digging once the series started. But yeah. So there's a total in the comic. There's a total of 4 personalities. There's and the 3 personalities are they pretty much can maneuver through the 3 tiers. So you have your poor, your middle class, and then your upper class, and then the last personality is Moon Knight. But outside of Moon Knight,
Oh,
he's supposed to
okay.
have 3 different other personalities. I think one's like a cab driver. Um, one is almost like a Bruce Wayne type, type guy. He like say he can move between the elites, and then he has like a middle class like personality, which I believe is Steven.
So the thought that Moon Knight could actually be one of the personalities isn't something that I had considered because we see something that they stuck with that we saw before was that Moon Knight, when Mark is Moon Knight, he has that cool looking thing with the cape, the suit looks awesome, whatever. And then when Steven is Moon Knight, he's got that really kind of lame looking one, right?
Right. He went to the what's that the suit off the rack.
Yeah, off the rack, yeah. But it's like so that is like how their personalities were being represented as Moon Knight, but then potentially, yeah, Moon Knight, whatever the entity that is Moon Knight, could also be just choosing to take over the body, and that is, if I'm Moon Knight, with all that entails, I don't think I'd be arguing with these schmucks either, right? I would just do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and then I'm out and let them do whatever. So that is a possibility for sure. Or the other one that you read about in the comics as well.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, but you have the scenes where you know there's imminent danger to loss of life, right? So, and Steven is constantly arguing with Mark, and Mark wants control of the body. He's like, "Oh, give me control. You're not supposed to be here. Give me control, and I'll save us." So we've seen at least 2 scenes where that comes up, and then we see Moon Knight. The version that has the suit that Mark puts on. Uh,
Mark Knight and Steven Knight.
yeah. So I'm like, if there was a third entity, why would he just stand aside while these 2 schmucks argue it over, right? He would just take over, right? So I don't know. I mean,
But it could be that he is allowing them, like it's like in extreme circumstances, and you could argue that when Mark or Steven or whoever, I guess it was Mark, is interacting with these knife gang fighters, that was a pretty crucial part to get the lead about where they're going, right? Because now, and I think these 3 episodes, I think Loki had a really good start, but didn't really like finish strong. This might be the best first 3 episodes of one of them. I think WandaVision was phenomenal, but the first 3 episodes really was doing a lot of like building and suspense and not giving us much. Where when I look back on it, I appreciate the series, but I was not like feeling those first 3 episodes very much.
Yeah. Silk said he liked Loki better. He liked Loki better than this one.
Gross. Okay.
Moon Knight
Like
is probably
the
like
fact that dude is making out with himself in the final episode. I cannot get over that, man.
Silk can relate.
Incestuous self-love. That is what Loki. I could not like fathom that.
That's Loki.
Like, what are they?
It's
What
Loki.
are they? Yeah, but dude, like
Yeah,
straight up making out with himself. That's what Marvel wants to put on my television screen in my home.
Yeah.
This dude making out with himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
I couldn't get over that. I like, ugh.
Hey, but the guy, the timekeeper, whoever that we meet at the end.
That was the best character in that whole series.
Or do you know who he is a distant relative to?
Who?
Mr. Fantastic.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My trainee told me. See, you got to talk to like real comic book guys and all this stuff, and I'm like, huh? And he's breaking it all down to
Everything always goes back to the Fantastic Four.
All right. I like.
Doesn't
I'm
actually.
Like,
Do you guys remember that Fantastic Four show or movie that came out with like Jessica Alba was in it?
Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer was in it. That
Flame
was
On?
that one. That was so horribly bad, dude. Like that was like, what is it with like we do, like superhero movies were horrendous until when like the Christian Bale Batman or something. Like I think Adam West stuff was like gimmicky. Like I thought when I watch Adam West stuff, I enjoy it, but it wasn't like this is entertainment, right? This is like, oh, it's casually fun to watch.
Right.
Every superhero movie for many years was garbage. Fantastic Four was just another one of them. When was the turning point? Was that like because a lot of the Marvel movies are trash. Was it one of the Marvel movies? The Batman movies were really good.
Yeah, Batman's pretty good. Spider-Man's pretty good. Iron Man always, I feel like.
Iron Man was good. That's true.
Yeah,
the Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Iron Man. I don't think there was a bad Thor either.
Yeah, but Thor was not as early as some of the other ones, right? True. But you're right.
No,
I actually no. I definitely think one of the Thors was bad, but I don't remember which one because I didn't care about them.
Hey, the Hawks was.
Hawks are all bad.
Great.
Which ones?
Hulk.
Oh, Hulk.
All of them.
Dude,
pick one.
Okay, here's my Hulk story. I watched the was it the Edward Norton one in the theater, and I watched it like a 9 p.m. showing or something like that. But I had just gotten off caffeine like 2 days earlier. Slept through it. I pulled a Vance. Is what you call it. Still have no idea what that thing is about. But like, and Edward Norton is he's a reasonably good actor.
Right. Hey, Silk, was Thor 2 Ragnarok?
No, Ragnarok I think was fairly good. Thor 2 was the one that had more of the Black Swan, Natalie Portman.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had a look like.
I think it was number 3, the third Thor movie that was not good.
Was the first one any good though? I don't remember what the first
one wasn't bad.
When
they had the big.
Give me your finest horse.
See,
my man went to a pet store looking for a horse. Like,
dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, just as you explaining it to me, because I don't remember that. That is a blatant ripoff of Terminator 2: Judgment Day, where he goes into that bar and is like, "Give me your clothes, your boots, and your keys," right to the guy. That's all that is, man. I'm saying it.
Man.
Anyway.
So Yeah, so there's people who like I said, when it kind of, I guess, first came out with Moon Knight, like older, there was like a parallel between him and Batman. Do y'all see the similarities between
Dude.
Moon Knight and Batman?
Oh,
They both
man,
have capes.
That's exactly what it is, Tony. And I'm gonna tell you right now that I was so bothered by something in this episode, dude. Literally, dude is taking bullet shots, wraps his cape around her to protect her, and they come over and stab him? Goes like right through his body. It's bulletproof. And they're just stabbing him with
Did you
their
not
sticks?
watch the movie Dune?
I watched it with you, actually. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened.
So in Dune, it's 10,000 years in the future. Everybody has personal force fields, right? And the way they operate is they stop anything that's highly kinetic or, at high speeds, but they won't stop something slow. So, yeah, that's the difference.
I mean, it takes a bit of speed
he has
to ram a
Dune.
spear into
Right.
somebody.
He has Dune. He has Dune tech.
Right.
I would expect a god to have better tech. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
Like,
well, don't forget the other similarity is Batman, he can take the little bat symbol out his chest. That's what Moon Knight does with
the moon
rest
symbols.
and when we were introduced to him in this third episode, where he's like, oh, he disappeared, and he's on top of that whole thing was very Batman, where he jumps off of like this little mini pyramid.
Right.
That was my thought, is that it was really like a Batman type thing.
Yeah.
And here's a question for you, and maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
Mhm.
Layla is over there fighting Bodyguard, right? And Bodyguard just stabs that mummy or whatever. I'm curious to see what comes from that. They did the thing where he misses her with the knife, and then they stop and they show us it cuts to the knife going in, and then you see later him going back and taking the knife out, right? Like, that was something that they like used the camera to make sure we understood that he just stabbed that mummy, right?
Right.
Which I thought was weird, or whatever. But then she pulled something off as well and stabbed that dude, and she pulled it off from the same spot where he has it on her chest, like maybe a little higher. But like, did you guys notice that? And she did this really cool, like, she throws her knees up and she double stabs him, like, right up in the, like, where did that come from?
It's a foreshadowing.
Yeah, I think she has
Moon
I
Day.
think she has like a cape or something she has on, but yeah, what's holding it together is the two knives. So that's what she pulls out.
Well, I mean,
knives.
they've already referenced the fact that Kaju, he said, "I already have my eye on my next avatar,"
Right.
and they pretty much alluded to the fact that it was her.
Right.
Um,
Because in the second episode, he's like, like if you keep like pretty much he's talking to Mark. He's like, if you keep letting Steven like interfere, whatever like that, then our deal is gonna be done,
Layla,
and then
right?
I'm gonna get Layla. Yeah,
Dude. So Silk is saying in the chat that he has healing powers.
yeah,
I think that's reference to me talking about this bulletproof garbage.
right.
But the bullets are not like hitting him, right? Like, they're not penetrating this cape, because you can see the cape, and the bullets are just not, nothing's coming of it.
I thought there were some holes in the cape. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so
Were
that
they?
could be
I
that
don't
I
know.
just missed it, and
Or I
I'm
could've
always
made up
looking
the
for a reason to
holes.
be upset about something. So,
Or I could have made up the holes. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So. Oh man. So what do y'all? All right, so we're halfway through the episode, the series, and we only have 3 episodes left. What do you feel like is going to be like the big like climax, the aha, or do you think it's the God turning the stone?
real quick, I'd like to ask a question related to yours, and I'm sorry for just not answering.
No, you good.
The God dude tells Mark to come free him from the stone. But why would Mark do that when Mark is just trying to get away from this guy? Like, if the dude's in stone, he can't make Layla the Avatar.
He
But
doesn't
he
tell Mark
asks
that. He
him.
tells Steve that.
I thought he said the name Mark.
He's doing it while he's casting the sky map or whatever, and
But he
he's like,
says the name Mark. Mark
does he say Mark?
saved me when they turned me into stone. That's what, like, how I remember it. Again, maybe there was holes, maybe there's not. I don't know, but that's what I thought was weird. Like, wouldn't you want to just be free of this dude that's messing up your whole life?
Yeah, well, we don't really know what the deal is between. They've referenced this terms of the agreement. We don't know what those terms are.
Right.
So
I suppose that's true. Yeah, then maybe that. Yeah, okay. So that could be like what we had. Maybe it was you, Vance, that said it. That it could be that he is brought back to life, or someone is brought back to life. You know, that was not supposed to be alive, and so if he, you know, he's on a timer right now that Gonshu or whatever is in stone. Vance, to answer your question, the turning point or the like aha moment in the show, I think we're building to it right now. I think I'm really unsure if this woman, the god that they keep referring to that judges people before they make a sin. I'm curious if she's going to be released or not. I mean, I don't. It seems almost as though if she is released, that's the end of, millions of lives. So I feel like the battle is going to be over. Like, the show is going to be the battle to keep her. So we're not like it's going to be, oh, they stopped her from being. I don't think she's going to like be resurrected and then they fight her or whatever. I think it's going to be the battle is going to be over her never coming out, back to life, or reanimizing or whatever.
I don't know what you think, Tony.
Vance knows. You see him smiling?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, but I'm gonna reference something from episode 1.
So our heroes, so-called heroes, are trying to stop Ahmed, the crocodile goddess, whatever, from basically murdering millions of people to prevent evil, right? Uh, so that's the plot. So that's the main thread. So far, Ethan Hawke has had the better of them every single chance. So I don't know. It's
Bro, can I just tell you that it was the cringiest thing I've ever seen when dude is trying to like summon whatever. Like, he's got his cane and he's out there in front of the pyramid thing, summoning in front of the sarcophagus. Like, my body could not handle any more of that than they gave us. It was so cringe. Like, it bothered me so much. Sorry. Continue.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's a battle that's a battle will happen between somebody. Right. I don't know who it is, but I don't know. Obviously, I think Steven is really the hero character, if there is one. I'm like, he's the guy we're supposed to be rooting for. I feel it's not Mark.
Yeah,
I feel like we're supposed to be rooting. I think we're supposed to be rooting for Steven, and Steven is like always, and it kind of gets on my nerves. He's like, Mark, don't do that, don't hurt that guy, whatever, and then things always turn out worse.
Right.
Dude, when he takes over from Mark, and he's like, guys, everyone settle down. He's like, Mark, take over.
Right.
Yeah. It just makes the situation that much worse.
That was pretty good, actually.
Like, I feel that goodness that's in him will be the decisive point. You know what I'm saying? That is what will the show will turn on, is that ability for him to be good. Because they're talking about being good and being evil throughout this entire show, but we've really only seen it from his character consistently. So, and I think that's the point of the whole series.
And I'm curious if Vance is going to mention this in a moment when he takes us back to episode 1. But when Ethan Hawke holds the dude's hands to give him judgment, he says there's like chaos inside him, right? So you would imagine if it was all bad, then the judgment would have been bad. But if it's bad and good, like there's a split, then that would have led to that conclusion from Ethan Hawke potentially. So that could be where they're going. Vance, what were you going to mention about episode 1?
I think that Steven well I think Steven is going to get like I guess like Mark's reason for violence, and I think he's gonna. I mean, we kind of seen a glimpse of it, like when you like say, like when he's in the regular suit, and he punches the guy, whatever, like that, and but I think he's gonna like get understanding of like like the situation. I think he's going to not really turn violent, but I think he's going to get up the courage to fight. And also too, it's like y'all remember when the lady I guess talked to him about the gods, and he said that there's actually so many. I think there might be 5 or 6 gods, and he's like, what is it actually like? Like 7 or 9 or something like that. Like I
Yeah,
know it's
but
more that he knows about than what was actually in the little pamphlet or whatever like that. But I think that the gods are going to come together because he already called on them before to kind of come, and stop Ahmed, whatever like that. But I think that he's gonna find a way like to summon the gods. So I think they are gonna release Ahmed, but
yeah,
uh
that's a good point, dude.
like the last episode, I think they're all gonna come together to, fight. Because
Okay,
we already seen everybody's avatar.
yeah, that's my question to you. How many gods did they say there were? Like 5 or 6 or something like that? But then how many avatars did we see?
I thought they said it was like 9. Was it
Yes,
like
but
7 or
that's
9?
what the pamphlet, right? That was episode 1 when he's talking to the little
Right.
kid.
Yeah, yeah.
The pamphlet said like 5. Did we see 5 there? I'm
I
trying to
believe
visualize it again.
yeah. I believe we did see 5, including Mark. But I do think there's more.
So Silk is asking, is Moon Knight after the snap or within the 5-year span that everyone was snapped? Um,
So do we just have no idea? We talked about this,
we
didn't we,
talked
a few
about
weeks
this
ago?
Right, yeah.
last week. We
Last week.
because all the Marvel shows have in movies here recently
Yeah, have been
have
after the
put a
snap.
little something in there to kind of give us a reference point
Right.
in relationship to Thanos and the snap. And I actually have not seen anything that stood out to me yet in this show. Um, I feel like it's post snap though. Did you guys watch the movie Eternals?
No, that's actually recommending to me when I go to watch Moon Knight. It's telling me,
Okay,
"Oh, watch this," but
I,
I haven't seen it yet.
Eternals. This feels a lot like Eternals. Like this, you have like god level stuff happening in the background that's threatening the whole world, and that was post snap. And one of the characters actually asks in that movie when he's talking to one of the Eternals, it's like, "Where were you when we were fighting Thanos? Why didn't you make an appearance?" And they were like, "We're not supposed to interfere with that sort of stuff," which is almost the same sort of stuff we hear from the gods in this show, right? We don't interfere with the affairs of man. Um, so I feel like it's post snap, even though they haven't actually referenced it.
So my only thoughts about that were that the fact that we haven't heard anything, if it hasn't happened yet, there'd be no reason to talk about it. That was my only like logical thoughts is that, well, if no one's heard of Thanos, they're not going to talk about Thanos. Um, I just can't see like it like what do you think is going to happen in a few years? We're going to be talking about this pandemic, like it's going to come up, right? Like it's going to come up.
Right. Well,
The whole Thanos
yeah,
thing is pandemic
yeah.
multiplied by like a
The
million.
only
You
thing
got
that
to
I've
imagine
actually
we hear something.
seen or heard them reference as far as a larger um, world is the when Layla is talking about, or some Mark is talking to her about her contact from Madripoor, right? That's the Indonesian city that we saw that the Winter Soldier and Sam visited. Um,
Oh, was it? Okay.
yeah, the so there that we have that reference that, to the larger Marvel universe, and that's the only one I've seen so far.
Hold on, say that again, Tony.
Was it the city of Madripoor? Remember when they were going to
Yeah.
go meet the guy that had the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
That,
Okay. Yeah.
that Layla knew him from like Madripoor,
Yeah.
and they actually said that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like waiting to see like somebody that I recognized from that TV show, the Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, but my memory's not good enough. So if I did see somebody, I couldn't recognize them.
So to answer your question, and Tony is right. This is post blip. So it says, I don't know if I'm gonna say these names right, but it says, however, the Moon Knight trailer titled "Secret Agent" reveals a key background detail that confirms the show is set in the post blip MCU. In one shot from the trailer, Moon Knight stands in front of a bus advertising GRC, the Global Reparation Council. You may remember the GRC from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which introduced the organization meant to restore order after Avengers undid Thanos snapping Endgame. So so it's post blip.
Listen, the only Easter eggs I care about in my Marvel is musicals about the Avengers. Okay, that's it. Everything else, I'm not concerned with.
Well, what they do say that some of the area um is similar to the musical what
Rogers the musical.
Rogers musical. Ah! See me,
You guys watch Black Mirror yet?
Nah, not yet, man.
No.
Okay.
No,
Hey,
this is the Black
Vance, you
Knight
watched The
episode.
Princess Bride
Well,
yet?
not Black Knight, but it's Moon
Princess
Knight.
Bride. Yeah, I watched that. I forgot about it.
I don't think so. Tony, you watched Mighty Ducks though, right?
Oh yeah.
Vance, ooh, I watched Star Wars. Just saying.
Hey,
I had to live through that garbage twice.
Hey,
didn't I watch 2 of them?
Did you watch the one?
I'm pretty sure I watched 2 of them.
I tried to watch.
Oh yeah. He watched Empire Strikes Back and was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't care about.
If I could use my Jedi power through the screen, I would choke you right now.
If you had the Force, you'd be able to do it. Doesn't he do that? Doesn't he choke someone through a screen? Isn't that a thing that happens, or am I thinking about Spaceballs?
No, he chokes
By the way,
guy. He chokes
Spaceballs
one of his
is
admirals
infinitely better.
Yeah.
Spaceballs is infinitely better than Star Wars.
Well,
I want to watch Spaceballs now.
Well, look, I'm like the low level Jedi. Darth Vader is up there, so my powers isn't as strong as his.
Hey, let's see. What is Silk saying here? Black Mirror is really good. I told them to watch the episode 15 Million Merits because it had some interesting allusions to some of the things we've been talking about recently. They failed to complete that task. All right, so what day is it now? It's Monday. So we got a couple more days to get another episode. I'll say that this last one I watched it like on Thursday or Friday or something, and I didn't really pay attention. Like I said at the start that I think I did a disservice by not paying attention, and then immediately regretted paying attention when I watched this guy lick the knife. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But I think I'll probably watch this on Wednesday. I feel like I'm a little bit interested to see how they're going with it. I also think this Oscar Isaac guy is the real deal. I think that as far as like his acting chops are really on display, and I feel like he's done awesome. And he was in Dune, right? That's the dude from Dune.
Yeah, that's the father.
Maybe that is why his force field worked that way, right?
Exactly. Yeah, was the head of House Atreides in the Dune movie, which is great. If you haven't seen it, you need to check out Dune.
Deus Ex Machina yet?
Negative.
I watched that.
That's what I talked about. I also told you guys to watch that because he was in that and he was brilliant. It was really good.
But he was also in Star Wars.
Was he?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one with
Jar Jar Binks?
No,
Is he the actor that plays Jar Jar Binks?
he was in the latest 3 Star Wars movies.
Oh, I do. I think I do remember. Wait, was it like?
He was the
Why do I always
hotshot
think
X-wing
Flynn?
pilot.
But I always think Flynn. But Flynn was the. I
No,
can't remember
Flynn
that
was the
actor's name.
ex-stormtrooper.
Yeah. That hotshot, that was him. Well, good for him. Like that garbage, like I guess propelled him to get some legitimate acting.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen. I had ever seen him in anything before that. So
I think the Deus Ex Machina might have been before that. Maybe not. It was good though, man. He's a good actor. I'm glad to see we're getting some stuff from him. I don't recognize this actor the actress that plays Layla at all.
no, but I like her.
Yeah, I think she's doing pretty well. Nothing outstanding from her as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Just kind of like she's playing a role and it's believable. I think with that is one thing. There's not a lot of cast in this, right? Because dude is playing multiple roles. They got this
right
excellent
Does he get,
actor.
like, a double salary.
Hey, I was just about to ask that. Hey,
Dude, you guys are
you
thinking about this right here. But he's on to something, man. He's doing really well. It's like I don't feel like many people could probably pull this off. I think that this guy switching back and forth. And one thing when the god Gonshu whatever is speaking through him at the like in the Giza pyramid whatever, it was kind of believable to me. And that dude is just like being weird, right? He's just being a weirdo. But it was super believable how he kind of pulled it off, which I don't think that would be an easy thing to pull off. Like, oh, hold on, this god is going to take over my voice and speak out some garbage. And then, and then he like bounces right back into like, what is
He's
going on
lying.
thing? Yeah, like it was pretty good, man.
Good,
like
pretty good.
Dude's on top
pretty
of it.
Good. Yeah.
Matrix sucks.
Dude, Matrix isn't even that good, but Star Wars is just the worst thing that's ever happened. Just telling you. Star Wars is garbage. I don't know. I'm excited for the next one. What we have to come. It seems like we've got a lot of theories, and I think Vance is just bringing the facts. Tony had some good kind of like thought processes about it. I think as well. So I'm curious to see what happens. You said we have 3 more episodes. 3 more episodes, Vance.
Yep, 3 more episodes. Hey, it's funny how like all the series I believe besides like the Mandalorian and like the other ones, all of them has been 6 episodes, right? But everybody's surprised. Like I think it was like 10 episodes. I was like, no, it's 6 episodes. Like they're coming out with 6 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, people, follow the trend. All right, it's a 6 episode series, and it's funny because I remember when they was doing like the advertisement. It's like, that's what it was like. 6 series coming to Disney Plus, new 6 series.
That's weird. That is, I mean, I guess that's just the direction Disney has chosen to go, because forever, we were always used to 10 episodes, right? For most like major series, you would get 10, and then it turned to 8. Now it's down to 6.
But Tony, here's something I didn't realize this until today when I watched it. The episodes are like 50 minutes, which we don't always get that. Like that garbage Boba Fett. I remember mentioning that the episodes had all been like 38 minutes or something like that, and then one of the episodes was 52 or something, and I felt like it absolutely did not need to be any longer because they just wasted more of my time, right? But I noticed that these ones have been like 48, 49, 50 something, so it seems like, and that is something we've seen in the past, mini series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
where they have like a little bit longer episode times, but they do it in fewer episodes. So I don't think that's that crazy.
Interesting to see like if they because I know with the trailer of what is that Doctor Strange, like they did reference the WandaVision. What was the name of the town she was in? Can't even think.
Oh, Westview.
Westview.
Like that,
Yeah. Westview. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see like if they do any more tie-ins and stuff like that, especially with all the characters and stuff that they're bringing out.
Vance.
Yep.
Pop quiz.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the dog in WandaVision?
Clint.
Tony, do you remember?
Oh, you mean the Harkness dog? What was his name? Yeah, yeah. Where she says, "Yeah," and I killed Sparky. It was Sparky.
Sparky.
Was it Sparky or was it like Senior Scratchy?
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the questions, Vance. I
Senior
don't think
Scratchy
you were
was
on
a
that
rabbit,
episode.
though, wasn't he?
Maybe that's it. Tony pop quizzed me a bunch of questions about WandaVision
Yeah.
at the final episode, and that was one of them. That was one of them. And I said it, and I was all ready for my gotcha moment. I realized I can't remember the name of it. I was thinking Sparky, and then I'm like, wait, was that what I answered?
Hey,
it was
here we go.
actually
Here we go.
Scratchy?
Hey,
Like
here we
Senior
go.
Scratchy?
All right. So once the series concludes, we're gonna have we'll have a trivia contest for
Okay.
any viewers that want to tune in live. And
That is something now that we're doing these live instead of the pre-recorded. We could do something like that.
Right. Sparky is the name of the dog, by the way. Sparky is right.
I was ready for that. Who was Senior Scratchy? Was that their
the
rabbit or
rabbits.
something? Okay.
Rabbit.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
All right.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. That's true.
All right. Let's wrap it up. All right.
Got to, man.
All right.
All right.
When I'm trying to pull gotcha crap, you got to get me out of here.
Man, yep. Senior Scratchy is the rabbit. Dang. You gotta be quicker than that.
What were the name of the two boys?
Oof. Silk, get in here. What's the name of the two boys?
Yeah, name of the two boys from WandaVision.
I actually think I remember this one.
I don't remember. I don't remember the name of the boys.
Do you want them?
What we got?
Tommy and Billy.
Do
you remember the name of the psychological experiment that Vision argues with other Vision about?
Oh, the ship of something.
Yeah. Do you remember the ship of what? Listen,
the ship of Archimedes?
No. Archimedes, I think, is the guy who was that the guy who the king had him weigh his crown to like see how much of it was gold or something, and Archimedes is like the water displacement guy, right? Like he put it in water, and then if the water raised X amount meant that it was composed of this amount of this or whatever. This got really nerdy. It was the ship of Theseus.
Theseus, yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, if you can't remember obscure details about that one was pretty good, but mostly garbage Marvel trivia months later, I don't even know why we're doing this, guys.
Hey, we're coming. Big trivia contest. What are we gonna put up? One of those thermoses that Vance is making over there?
Maybe.
I want the reverse one. I'm just saying.
Hey, that's one of a kind.
That's
the first ever collectible.
First ever, right? First ever. Right.
Where can I get the NFT?
Hey,
hey, right? The reverse NFT, right?
Vance, what's your address? I'm gonna need to rob you.
It's www.good2gameradio.com.
Nice. Okay, I'll get it there. What is he saying?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Wanda since the last episode. Oh yeah, we haven't watched it either. We're just being nerds.
Right.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Is it that long ago? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, it's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, it was like March last year, February, March. I think so. Anyway, let's wrap it up. All right, guys, thanks again for joining us here on Good2Game Radio. We talk more about Moon Knight. Again, as a reminder, Vance and I are going to PAX East this week. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to us on Instagram, Good2Game Radio. That way you can keep up with us as we're posting pictures and sharing our 2 days in Boston at the gaming convention up there. And we might have another episode this week too. I think Vance, we want to shoot for another episode maybe Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to get 1 more hour or an hour or so more stream time in. So
what's the date on Wednesday?
Should be the 20th.
the 20th.
Yeah, should be the 20th.
Yeah, so check back with us in a couple of days. We can probably talk about the next episode of Moon Knight on Wednesday night. And again, subscribe to us on Instagram, subscribe to us on Twitch, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app to check out our past episodes. We have like almost 2 years of episodes ready and waiting for you to listen to. So check it out. Good
Tony,
to Game Radio.
I need the KFC console episode to be added to the website. I need you to find that on your computer. I need it in my life.
Gotcha. Lady Swish is saying, live stream some of our trip to Boston. Well, we will certainly try to accommodate that request, depending on the Wi-Fi in the convention center, I guess, and how well that works.
Well, yeah. Also the rules.
Oh, do they not let you walk around the?
No, I think they said that you could.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll sneak into it if we can't.
Right.
Do it.
All right. Thanks again for joining us. We'll catch you guys later.
Later.